He named the pilot, the ship, and exactly how he died. He was 2 years old. He had never been told any of it. His father spent 2 years trying to prove it was a lie. And when investigators checked every single detail, every name, every date, every location, not one was wrong. 1988. Bruce and Andrea Leininger are a normal couple living in Louisiana. Their son James is born healthy, happy, completely ordinary, until he turns 2. That's when the screaming starts. Every single night, same nightmare. Over and over, Andrea rushes in to find him thrashing in his bed, arms flailing, legs kicking, screaming the same words every time. Airplane crash, plane on fire, little man can't get out. At first, Bruce and Andrea think it's just bad dreams. But then James starts adding details. He tells his mother the plane was shot by the Japanese. He says it crashed into the water. He says he was the little man who couldn't get out. But it gets stranger, because James isn't just describing a crash. He's describing the same crash every night. For months, the same plane, the same fire, the same words, like a recording playing on a loop that he cannot turn off. Here's where it becomes impossible to ignore, because James doesn't just say he was a pilot. He starts giving specifics. He says he flew a Corsair, not just a plane, a Corsair, a specific World War II fighter. Then he says something that stops his parents cold. He says Corsairs get flat tires on landing. He is 2 years old. Aviation historians later confirmed it. The Corsair was infamous for this exact problem, one of its most documented engineering flaws, something only a pilot who flew one would know. James has never been near an airplane. He says he took off from a boat called Natoma. He says there was another pilot with him, a man named Jack Larson. He says he was shot down by the Japanese near Iwo Jima. He says he was hit in the engine. Then one evening, Bruce comes home and finds James sitting on the floor. 3 G.I. Joe figures lined up in front of him. Bruce asks what he's doing. James says he's playing with his friends. Bruce asks their names. James looks up and says, Leon, Walter, and Billy. Bruce writes the names down. He doesn't know why yet, but something tells him to. That decision will change everything. Bruce Leininger is not a man who believes in reincarnation. He's a conservative Christian, a businessman, a skeptic. He thinks there is a rational explanation, so he starts looking for one. First, he searches for the USS Natoma Bay. It's real. A World War II escort carrier stationed near Iwo Jima in early 1945. Bruce feels a chill, but coincidences happen. He finds the ship's records, the full crew manifest. 3 names stop him completely. 1, Leon Connor, on the manifest. 2, Walter Devlin, on the manifest. 3, Billy Peeler, on the manifest. The 3 names his 2-year-old son gave to his toys. Bruce's hands are shaking now, but he still refuses to believe it. But here's the detail that broke him completely. He searches for any pilot from Natoma Bay killed near Iwo Jima. He's expecting to find dozens. He finds one, a single pilot from Pennsylvania, shot down on March 3, 1945, hid in the engine. His name was James M. Houston, Jr. Bruce sits with that name for a long time. His son's name is James. The dead pilot's name was James, and the dead pilot's plane was hit in the engine, exactly where James said, on exactly the date James described. Bruce still doesn't believe it, but he can't explain it either. Bruce finds a number. Jack Larson, the pilot his 2-year-old son named, is still alive. He picks up the phone. An old man answers. Bruce explains why he's calling. Long silence. Then Jack Larson speaks. Yes, he was on the Natoma Bay. Yes, he knew James Houston, Jr. Yes, he was there the day Houston's plane went down. Bruce hangs up and sits in silence. He walks to find his son. He shows James a photograph, a group photo of Natoma Bay pilots, taken in 1945. James looks at it, then immediately points to one man. No hesitation, no scanning the photo, just that one. "That's me," he says. "That's my old self." The man he points to is James Houston, Jr. Dr. Jim Tucker at the University of Virginia has spent decades studying cases like this. Over 2,500 documented reports worldwide. He calls the James Leininger case one of the strongest he has ever encountered. The combination of verified names, confirmed deaths, correct technical details, and accurate locations goes beyond what coincidence can explain. Critics argue James could have overheard things without anyone noticing. Bruce anticipated that argument. He documented every conversation, every book in the house, every TV show James watched. He spent 2 years trying to find the leak. There wasn't one. In 2002, the Natoma Bay veterans hold a reunion. Bruce decides to bring James. James is 5 years old. When they walk into the room, something shifts. The veterans gather around this small boy, and he knows them. He calls several by their first names before anyone introduces him. He describes the exact sequence of Houston's last mission, the direction of the attack, the anti-aircraft fire, the angle of descent, details that had never been published anywhere. The veterans go quiet. One of them pulls Bruce aside. "I don't know what to make of this," he says, "but that boy knows things only we would know." James Houston's 2 surviving sisters also meet James that day. By the end of the reunion, both are convinced. One of them later said it felt like her brother had come back, not to haunt them, but to say goodbye. James Leininger is in his mid-20s now. The nightmares stopped when he was around 8 years old. He says the memories have faded. He lives a normal life. He's asked that it stay that way, but the records remain. The names he gave before anyone looked them up. The pilot he pointed to without hesitation. The veterans who went quiet around a 5-year-old boy. Maybe James Houston found a way back. Maybe memory, whatever it really is, doesn't end the way we think it does.